Hi everyone, Tammy here from SMJ Media Group. We are back in Camberley at the wonderful Logging Lounge, and I have the lovely Emily here with me today. Hi
Hello,
Emily.
hello.
Thank you for coming along today.
Thank you for having me.
So we've obviously been talking to lots of your wonderful lady friends today
Mhm.
about pageant shows.
Yeah.
And can you tell us what you recently competed in?
I have recently just competed and placed top 10 in Miss Great Britain Surrey, and I will be competing again in another live regional heat at Miss London.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Absolutely.
Well done on getting in the
Thank
top
you.
10. What a fantastic achievement.
Thank you.
What made you
Amazing.
want to go down the pageantry? Do you have like a bit of a history of performing arts in any way, or what
I
was it for you?
I don't know. So how I started was I'd seen it on social media. And I'm a bit of a glitz and glam girl. I won't lie. I do enjoy getting glammed up. And I thought it was an amazing opportunity for me to be able to do it, but also to grow my platform in inspiring the next female generation. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. How did you reach out to get into this? Did you reach out to your regional manager, Kirsty, isn't it?
Yes, I did. I applied it through Kirsty, and I've had lots and lots of amazing coaching sessions with Kirsty as well. And I just applied. I was successful, and yeah, placed in the top 10.
Amazing. And you're all such a great network,
The
aren't you?
girls are lovely. One thing I have to say is, and I've said it to everybody, being a mum to an autistic child, being surrounded by such 30 inspirational women plus the Miss, it fills me with great confidence that our next generation of females have inspiration. And as a mum, it's amazing to know that there are women out there that want our future to be better and those that are involved in it.
Yeah. And you said you try and obviously you try and use your presence as well to help promote about what you're going through as a mother of an autistic child.
Yes. So a little bit about me. Back in 2022, just before my daughter's just after my daughter's second birthday, my dad died. But we were also on the journey of getting a diagnosis for my daughter's autism. Having done that, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I'd never really noticed autism. I didn't really have much to do with it. I didn't really know anybody. And I turned to social media for it. And I noticed that there wasn't really a lot out there. It's growing. It's really growing now. But at the time, there was nothing there. And with pageantry, wanted to use my voice to show and educate the next generation of parents what
Yeah.
autism is and how it can differ from child to child. Girls present it very differently to boys. And one thing for me is I've noticed that because I have a little girl, girls present autism very differently. So I've had to remove the stigma of how young girls are, and they are just as autistic as little boys are as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and wonderful Rosie, who won Miss Great Britain, she's autistic.
Yes.
And I think she just has my heart because
She's lovely, isn't she?
she's
Such a
gorgeous.
pleasure to interview her earlier.
She is gorgeous. She has my heart because she's technically standing up for what I'm trying to with my daughter, but through her own experiences as an individual.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have autism, but because of it, myself and my daughter's dad, we are both on the waiting list for assessments. Ben more so ADHD, but we'll see what comes out.
Yeah, I know this. Sometimes it can be if one of the parents, especially, I don't know how true this is, so don't take this as gospel truth. But I did read up that apparently if a father has it, a child is twice as likely to inherit something. I don't know how true that is. My husband was diagnosed a few years back with ADHD and autism. We've definitely seen my daughter has got some sensory and there's some things going on.
Some characteristics, yeah.
Yeah, she's very good at masking it in school. Like literally the school wouldn't have a clue.
Which is
But
very
they're-
common.
yeah.
Which is very, very common. And that's where we're trying to remove the stigma
Yeah.
and get more support and more things in place. Only 5% of children get EHCPs, which is an educational healthcare plan. And that is a legal binding document between doctors, paediatricians, schools, a local authority for children to get support in school, which would reduce how much children are masking because they're being supported in the right way.
Yeah.
Masking can, I don't know if your experience, but masking can lead to anxiety, eating disorders, mental
Yes,
health problems.
We do have a lot of issues, especially when it comes to food.
Yes, my daughter, I hate to use the word fussy. She knows what she likes and it's not very much.
Yeah,
and that's
same.
something that we've had to
Same.
work.
That's something I've noticed and this was another trigger for us. We noticed from the moment she started eating solids, we noticed little things like I've never cut the crusts off her sandwiches. From the moment she could have a sandwich as a baby, she always left the crust, and she would know the difference between white and brown bread. Just little things that we would be like, she knows.
Do
She
you know what? I
knows the
know
difference in
it's so
ketchups and all
familiar.
sorts.
It's so familiar. My daughter loves McVitie waffles, and that's because it's predictable. She knows how many squares she's getting. She knows what it tastes like. She knows what it looks like. Give her, I don't know, Tesco's own brand
She'll know.
waffles. She'll know. She won't eat it.
Fish fingers. My daughter knows the difference in fish fingers. I can't get away with it. I can't. See,
That's the thing. But to go back to what you were saying about men are twice as likely. I don't know how true that is from the dad's perspective, but it's genetic.
yeah.
So you'll find that if there's one neurodivergent person in a family, there tends to be more than one.
Yeah.
So it would be very interesting to see if Ben and I we don't know yet. It's quite a longer waiting list the older you get.
Yeah. And it is a bit of a fight because they obviously have taken away a lot of funding on certain things, although originally it was going to be, we're going to give all the funding in the world to help with all this. And then it just gone backwards and the waiting lists take longer.
That's an interesting one, actually, because when my ex-wife, when we had a child with her kids, they're all fine. So my child with her, which is Adam, he's got very high ADHD on that side. And then obviously now with my other kids, with my ex, it runs through them as well, the boys. And the girls as well.
So it's a genetic thing. Lots of people think, or there's research. I don't know where this comes from, but I couldn't quote it. But there's research suggests that it's vaccines or it's our diet or anything like that.
My husband's dad, I never got to meet him. He passed away way before I was even in the picture. 100% everything I heard about him, he ticks all the boxes. And then my husband's. And I definitely think
Notice what you're saying. You're talking a lot about the male. Your husband, your husband's dad.
Yeah, it was on that line.
It's all males, but that's because.
But then my daughter.
Well, yeah, and that's recent research.
Yeah.
Back in the day, everything was all assessment reports, everything was all structured around men and boys, and
not enough on girls.
There's not enough research on girls. My daughter is a masker, and the definition of masking is behaviours and attitude to suppressing behaviours and attitudes to fit in with society. She's a 3-year-old. She
sounds like my daughter, and she's 7. Honestly, it really does.
She used to make a ticking used to make a ticking noise in her crown. She'd go when she was upset at home. So I said to nursery, I said, when she's upset, is she doing this with her crying? And she says, no, she doesn't do that. I said, that is because she noticed that the other kids at school aren't doing it. So she's not doing it. But when she gets home and she's in a comfortable environment, she'll do it.
Yeah.
Now, my daughter doesn't tend to struggle with crowded places or loud noises. She doesn't put her hands over her ears, and she doesn't tend to have meltdowns. But what she will do is stim like crazy. She will jump. I've also noticed 3-year-old is now biting her fingers. She was in a situation the other day. She was in this little Peppa Pig car, and a really good friend of mine got into the car with her. And my friend's 30, so she's much bigger than my daughter. My daughter straight away puts her finger in her mouth because she's biting her nails because she's anxious. She's pre-verbal. She has lots of words, but she doesn't have conversational skills. She wasn't able to tell me verbally, Mummy, I'm feeling anxious because your friend's just got in the car with me, but she's showing me via her fingers that she's anxious about the situation. I could go on about this all day.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying we could literally have a
very
full-on...
passionate about.
I think it's something we could talk about quite a bit. You mentioned about sounds. We do have ear defenders for my daughter because she, especially like if we've gone to certain parties and the kids get too much, she's like she can't, just.
And she'll tend to, And it's nice that you've got the defenders for her and you've recognised that, because then she can go to parties and she can enjoy it now.
Yeah.
And whereas if I know that there's some families that might not be in the same position or have the same education and stuff, they would force their child to play with the party, and then that's when meltdowns happen.
Yes.
And it becomes way too much. And I think the more education there is out there, the understanding of these behaviours, more children are going to be able to do things and join in with things and be inclusive. Headphones, I'm hoping that our next generation of children will understand or not even think twice about a kid wearing a pair of headphones.
Yeah.
I know when I went to school, 12 years ago, I finished school, autism was the kid in the back of the classroom hitting their head against the wall.
It's weird. It wasn't that long ago that it was still like that.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, because
Since COVID, really.
I left school 26 years ago. So, and I've always felt that it's been more than that it's been a bit more noticed, but I didn't realise it was still not that long ago that people saw it.
Yeah, 12 years ago I left school and it was still the same. I think social media is an amazing thing, and that's why I've used my platform as with Miss Great Britain. I've enjoyed myself, like I've got to be a bit of myself, but I've also got to educate people the same way.
Do you find it helps you as well?
Absolutely. I love sharing my daughter on social media. My account is private, so I'm happy for anybody to follow me as long as they tell me why they're following me. Yeah. I'm very strong about that one, because I share a lot of my daughter on there and I don't want internet safety, etc. But I noticed that a lot of people will reach out to me now that I'm open about it. People will reach out to me saying, I'm a little bit worried of my daughter. What do you think? Who do I need to contact? How do I contact them? I don't know the words that I'm using. I've helped friends that I've met along this journey fill out disability living allowance forms, fill out EHCP requests. How do I approach this person? Do I approach the GP, etc., etc.? And sharing and depending on where you live in the UK, everything is different. But I've been able to give them my experience, and by giving them my experience, they've been able to start their own journey. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, it's really great that you've done that, because I think it does help. And as you say, it's been helpful for you because you've probably spoken to people who have had, already maybe further ahead in their journey and been able, and you've been able to go, oh, okay, so that's how you've dealt with that. Let me try that, see if that works for me, you know.
Along with pageantry in the autism world, I've met some amazing people as well.
Yeah.
And they've really pushed me on. I have the confidence, but the people that I go to a group called the Child Development Centre, and a few of them have really pushed me on to do it. And they're like, Emily, please use your voice. You're confident. You're good fun. You'll add your own little twist onto it, which I think I have. I've really, really enjoyed my time, and it's been lovely to be a part of something like this, regardless of what the outcome was. I've met some real great women.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. I know we went a bit off topic there.
I'm very good at that. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm the same. But do you know what? It's great because we've had a lot of conversations today with your lovely ladies we've met, and each of you have got some fantastic individual stories, and it's been fantastic to hear from all of you. It really has.
It's been really good fun.
Thank you. I'd love to hear more. And when you've done all these other ones, I'd love to. You said the same to the others. Come back. Tell us more.
I'd love to.
Keep us updated and tell us how your daughter's doing and everything. How the journey goes.
My platform is about inspiring the next female generation. Whatever you put your mind to, whoever you are, whatever your neurotype brain is, you can do it. Before it's the end, you will always be okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Hi, I'm Dee Shepherd from SMJ Media Group. If you like what we do and if you enjoyed what you heard today, then please do continue to support us. Support us in our conversations, in our events, in our communication, and how we publish and how we promote all local businesses. So, how do you do that? Well, you can buy me a coffee. Where? buymeacoffee.com/SMJ Media Group.